Yo, it's the key to all of this with Tim and Dylan. I'm Dylan, and this is
And
Tim.
I'm Tim.
Here.
Process of elimination. I'm
Yep.
Tim.
I'm glad that you finally found that out.
You know what? Logic for the win.
And if it's hard to tell who you are based on just sitting here on the computer, your lower third will have your name and your Twitter handle or your Instagram handle.
Just like my body.
Mm-hmm.
Tattooed.
Is that what you call it? Your Instagram handle?
Yeah.
Oh boy. So Tim, we are talking about a character who's kind of been up for discussion for possibly being in a new standalone series or maybe joining a series, but it is Expanded Universes Mara Jade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
they got some rumblings going.
Rumblings, tumblings. Nothing else rhymes with rumblings.
Bumblings, too.
Bumblings, there you go.
Mumbling.
Mumblings.
Fumbling. Cumblings.
Yeah, I think it would be a very fitting character to introduce because there's such a wide gap between when we see Luke in even in Mandalorian to when we see Luke again in episode 7 at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it fits kind of well. Like Mara Jade's story is kind of like, she was the Emperor's hand and, worked with a smuggler. And I just think she kind of fits this gap of the end of the Empire to meeting Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love that when the Emperor died, he basically sent her a photoshopped image of like Luke and Vader killing Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the storyline that they created in Star Wars Battlefront 2, where Palpatine was in these like red droid type things, but his face was showing up in like the mask, it's easy enough for her to get like a message through that, thinking that he's still alive, because I'm sure a lot of the Empire thought he was still alive because of all those holographic droid things that he sent out.
Yeah, and I think his last mission for her is to kill Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just doesn't do that. She kind of just like goes rogue.
Yeah, doesn't she kill Luke Skywalker?
Luke.
2 U's? Mm-hmm. The clone of Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, she does that, but doesn't go for the, imitation crab isn't crab. So she doesn't really hit the mark there as much as I would like it to be. And I think that it would be a great one to, adapt. Obviously, I mean, you can't take everything from the expanded universe, but I think it's really ripe for the picking.
Yeah, and we haven't really gotten a good villain female story because we had Phasma and she didn't do much. She just died in a movie and her eyeball or her eye showed. That very was like
scandalous.
her whole character arc.
Showing that much skin, yeah.
And then who else we have? Zam Wessel, who gets shot immediately.
Yeah. And
so other than that, we don't really have any
the assassin
villains.
In episode 9 who killed Rey's parents.
Was that a female?
It wasn't a female. It was a creature. I'm not sure. But it was an assassin, and I think that, you can create this lore and backstory of the hands of the Emperor. What I was reading I thought was a really cool fact is that each hand of the Emperor thought they were the only hand, the only assassin, but they were, each cultivated privately, but they never knew about the others. I think it's a really cool concept, yeah, it could be very much like the Black Widows of the Marvel franchise.
Yeah. The only problem I see is if you're introducing this character, the coolest part about her is that she was the Emperor's hand. So you can't really do a big storyline of that happening because everyone's just going to know what happened. So she becomes a good person.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if she's introduced at the end of her run, like with the Emperor, and we see her changing her mind, and then she becomes, the good character, and we get to see her as the good character rather than that transition, even though I think that storyline would be so much better.
Yeah, to see her kind of walking away from that life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that could be cool. And yeah, to see her kind of like trying to survive in the wake of the Empire's fall.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'd love to see another Jedi, come to play. One we've never seen before.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I think she'd be an awesome character to fill that role.
Yeah, I was seeing that people were expecting her to be the Jedi who's going to train Grogu. So that,
Yeah,
obviously, Luke, you can't really keep his character going because it's going to be so expensive for Disney to actually do all that de-aging and everything and get Mark Hamill to do the voice. So I could see wherever that storyline's leading with Luke and Grogu, maybe it goes to Luke's Jedi Academy and we see like small appearances of Luke, but maybe it's his wife who's training Grogu, which I think could be pretty cool.
Yeah, I would love to see kind of like the division of labor there. And to learn why like Luke doesn't really talk about her, by the time we meet them,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be perfect. And to see her interact, maybe she will be introduced in Ahsoka or something like that, where you don't really know who she is or what her role is, but like slowly, like it's a slow reveal to fans that eventually we find out that her name is Mara Jade.
Yeah, I could see her maybe in some kind of costume because if it's a female with red hair who's a villain, you're just going to say, okay, I assume this is Mara Jade. But if you see her aligned with Thrawn, which is where she came from originally, the original Thrawn trilogy, it'd be cool to see her. Maybe she's an assassin in a mask and we don't really know who it is. Then finally it's revealed, helmet off, red hair, and then everyone can go nuts. But it's like, do we want the good Mara Jade or do we want the assassin?
I think
I don't think we can get both.
Full on Punisher. Like you just see a little bit of both, and you see that story arc of her being redeemed, I think that could be fun. Or you just see good Mara Jade, I think the only option not to see is just to not see any bad, wholly bad, fully turned to the dark side Mara Jade. That's the one.
Yeah, like killing a whole tribe of Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
The women and the children too.
Mm-hmm. And those little cute little dogs. Those little dino dogs.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell what we would get if she showed up because I want to see both. I want to see the redemption storyline, but I think it's more just going to be kind of something we haven't seen with her before. So you kind of have to just deal with her being a good person, I guess.
Yeah.
Even though that redemption storyline's great. I mean, they tried to do it with Ben Solo, but he died because Rey kissed him.
I mean, that's what happens when you kiss people. So I've been told.
When I kiss people?
only you. It just instantly expire. I also think that the possibility of her, I mean, this is really far-fetched, but her having like Luke's kid, if they do, and if this is introduced at all, it's very possible that you could continue. I know that like Disney has said like no more Skywalkers like ever, but if you're going to introduce Mara Jade, I mean, at least there's a way to like backpedal that, but and again continue on this like bloodline, this very violent bloodline, But
If they do show Luke and Mara Jade having a kid, do you want it to be named Ben Skywalker?
Skywalker, yeah, I
Just
really
so it
would.
follows the books like to a T.
Mm-hmm. He just steals Ben Solo's name. It says
Mm-hmm.
it's like Seinfeld when George offers up the name Seven to his friends, and they take it, and he gets really offended. Like Han Solo's like, "Why did you do that?"
Yeah, basically the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that could be Ben Solo's real reason for turning, because he was introduced to a Ben Skywalker and he wants to be a Skywalker rather than a Solo.
yeah, yeah. He hates being a Solo.
He does. He
Although
wants to be a group, not a solo.
exactly, yes. He wants to be part of the Skywalkers. He doesn't want to be a solo artist.
Hmm. I can see us getting at least a version of Mara Jade if we don't get the actual character of Mara Jade. Kind of like I feel like Poe Dameron was kind of like a play off of like Dash Rendar.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
think that you know, Ben Solo obviously is like a play off of Ben Skywalker from the expanded universe. So I could see us getting a redheaded female bad person turned good, even if it's not Mara Jade.
yeah.
I guess I'm cool with that.
I've said for a while that before Episode 9 came out, there was a lot of speculation that Kerry Russell would be playing Mara Jade, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of very thankful that they didn't have a new storyline, involving
Hmm.
Luke Skywalker having a wife, and then like throwing her into the mix as well. But I don't also was like, well, if they're going to devote a whole TV series to this, they could pretty much do whatever they want.
Hmm. But also the age difference between Kerry Russell and Mark Hamill is
Oh yeah, yeah,
a
that
little
would be
big.
that would have been creepy.
Yeah. One more thing that's like could completely fuel the flames of this Mara Jade thing is the fact that the original Thrawn trilogy from the '90s by Timothy Zahn, it takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
which is the story timeline that we're in now with Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian. So if everything's taking place at this exact same time, it kind of makes you think that that's going to happen. Like I would also love to see Kyle Katarn and a lot of people from the other like Jedi Academy stuff that Luke
Yeah,
was setting
that
up.
would be very cool. I would just love to see the Jedi Academy, fully fleshed out, because you get a glimpse of it, a little glimpse of it in Episode 7 and Episode 8. No, just Episode 8, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's very far away. There's force perspective. You're like, oh, is that a building?
Force perspective.
Force perspective. You're like, is that a building? Is that just a very kind of up close mushroom? You're not really sure what you're looking at. That's the
Mhm.
same thing my doctor tells me. Is it a building or a mushroom?
It looks like a mushroom.
Um, and so, like, I feel like they could really delve into that.
Yeah. And I think if they're going to go the Mara Jade route of her still believing that the Emperor is still alive, I think that's a good way to tie into Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Obviously, Emperor Palpatine's still alive in Rise of Skywalker, whether it's a clone or what is actually going on. She could actually reveal why he's on Exegol and like getting all this stuff together. So
Yeah.
I think that could be a great way to tie it in, even if she's just a couple episodes. Like Ahsoka was one episode in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, introduce her slow and then give her a whole series. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Any more thoughts on Mara Jade?
No, just that I'm eager to see who else from the expanded universe. Like, I feel like we essentially expanded universe, but like, who on the periphery of Star Wars are we going to get to see next? I feel like the Book of Boba Fett has done a great job introducing fan favorites that have been on the side, both brief mentions or were in the comic books. Like,
yeah.
So I'm just excited for what lies ahead.
Yeah, I'm excited for everything that's going to be going on with Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But to our listeners, thanks for listening and watching. Comment, like, subscribe. I mean, we'd love to hear what people think of a possible Mara Jade showing up in one of the series. So let us know what you think. Join us next week when we talk about the brother of Brad, Sarlacc Pit.
That was a good intro. That was really good. Outro,
Thank you.
rather.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Oh, may the force be with you. I didn't mention that.
Oh, and also with you.
Now you're just expecting it. It ruins the meaning of it.
Well, I stare at you so that you say it.
Oh, well,
okay, bye.
Bye.